Welcome back to Kaidu Rider at 5:30 a.m. with this Transalp series because Honda gave me 24 hours and I'm not going to spend it waiting in traffic. Now, if you saw part 1, I already did city commuting on this bike. So go check that out for my opinions on city commuting. But now, we're going to find our way to the highway and out of Tokyo. But till we get to the highway, just hold on because this is about as exciting as this part gets. Early in the morning, rising to the streets. Light me up that cigarette and I strap shoes on my feet. This is obviously Honda's Enduro style bike. It's a do everything street and off-road and all of it bike. The way they advertise it is they say this is a road bike that could go off-road, but it's a road bike. So I'm going to review it like a road bike and not think about the off-road part. Because if the main thing is how it works on the street, where should I test it? On the street. What should I compare it to? Street bikes. Got to find a reason why my money's all gone. I got a Dalmatian, I can still get by. I can play a guitar like a mother loving right. Bow down, bow down, down, down. Bow, 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 bow. My battery was too cold. Apparently, putting a GoPro on your chin at 1 degree centigrade is going to make your GoPro not want to work. You have to keep it running to keep the battery warm. So I pulled over, missed the sunrise over Fuji, but I have warmed up my battery. I have spare batteries. They're not very warm either, so luckily it's going to be around 16 today. Let's warm up the bike. And I can understand replacing that exhaust with like aluminum to save some weight, because I'm sure Honda did not use the lightest steel they could find. But boy, does that sound amazing. One of the best sounding stock bikes I've heard of ever. And real quick, cigarette lighter for 12-volt charger, ETC electronic toll reader, 93 horsepower. That is the difference between this and possibly the Transalps where you live. Those are all stock factory options in Japan. Also in Japan, you only get this white. There's no black, there's no gray. Is the black made here? Yes. Is the gray made here? Yes. I don't know. Same with the Africa Twin. Lots of Japanese makers do that. They make and paint their bikes here, and they just don't let us have them. Fuji in the morning, with the sun coming up. Welcome to the highway. I think I fixed my battery. No surprise to anyone. Great highway bike. I mean, it just goes. People who are telling you it's got no vibration, I will say, I am the first rider. So maybe the vibrations are, I am the first rider. It has lumpiness. It's an engine. It's not electric, but it's not vibrational, I will say. For a brand new engine, it is one of the smoothest I have ever ridden, and I've ridden quite a bit. Yeah, I'm very satisfied with its highway manners. The seat's fine, the windshield is good. I don't know if I would even get a wind deflector for it.
One moment, please. If you look here, I made it down to Shizuoka where the speed limit is up to 120, and people will consistently go around 140. Not that I did that, of course. As you can see by Google, I was within the grace of margin. But this is my helmet. It is a Shoei Hornet ADV. It's called the Shoei Hornet 2 in the rest of the world, I believe. I don't have the Peak. I don't like the Peak. But now I got this bike with me. Maybe I should have kept the Peak because, you know, my barista wasn't sure what desert I was in. But when I'm going over 120, the wind does hit me right here and right along here. So it's a little louder. It's still within reasonable noise. Feel it a little more. It really is just a nuisance. Do I need earplugs or a MRA spoiler here that just kind of pops up on the fly? The cheap answer, the smart answer, the good for my hearing answer is earplugs. The best answer is probably both, but I definitely don't want the taller screen because then it's always taller. I am 5'10", 5'11" in feet inches, 178 centimeters. I am the average American male. I am right about the average Commonwealth male. I believe I'm slightly under the average European male, and just 2 centimeters over the average Dutch woman. Why do I compare myself to Dutch women? Because drink your milk. That's why. They seem to be onto something. That was my quick little update. Let's get back to my rambling from before. And welcome to Shizuoka, the land of the rising Yamaha.
And I love the sound of the exhaust. Like, the bike sounds good for me, the rider, but it's not this offensive beast to the neighbors. Which, loud pipes save lives as long as you've done no research on the topic. I don't care to be loud. I now own the loudest bike I've ever had, and I've gotten the most speeding tickets I've ever gotten on one single vehicle. This is not necessarily the officers, look at my knee down kind of bike. Look at that sunrise. I don't know if it's blinding the camera if you're seeing it. Deer crossing. If you saw that deer crossing sign, Japanese deer are much smaller than American deer. I've never seen one in the street. However, they're big enough that on a motorcycle, yeah, they'll kill you. So, deer crossing. Where are we going? We're going somewhere I've never actually been. I just kind of looked on a map, picked a shrine in a twisty road. I every now and then reference a road trip I did a few years ago across the USA. It was better part of 3 months. If I had this instead of the Tiger, my butt may have thanked me, and maybe even my back. The Tiger 1050 is a little bit more sporty, and that was the original seat, 14 years old, and not necessarily garage kept. It was firm. This seat is firm but not hard. Probably all day comfort. We will find out in the next couple of hours. It's not quite plush like my v-Strom was, but it's not as bad as my Tracer 900 GT was. It's been beaten to death, but cruise control. Viridian Cruise has a very good deal and very cheap shipping even to Japan. I like their switch. On-off's all I need. I can drill a hole right here and have it mounted. Just click. It's not a far reach like MC Cruise that I have on my MT-07s. I forgot to say, Honda that I talked to, the dealer would not let me do YouTube. None of them would let me do YouTube. I had to pay to rent or I can't do YouTube. That was the deal. So I got the 24 hours. And this video is sponsored by me. If you want more of these, if you want me to take out some of the V-Stroms, if you want me to look at some other bikes, make sure to like, subscribe, and if you don't mind sharing. I don't know what happened to my GPS. It changed to this mode when I got a phone call from my dad. I'm not saying my dad screwed it up. I'm just saying that's exactly when it went wrong. If you haven't been to Japan before, yes, there are highways where the speed is down to 50. But yes, no one cares. As far as the morning commute and the highway rules, that's it for this one. I'm right around the corner from my 7-Eleven cafe break. If you're enjoying these, remember, like, subscribe, stick around. There's a couple of videos still to come. Some longer, some shorter, I don't know. I'll find out by the end of today. But till then, this has been Kaidu Rider. This is a rental Transalp that I paid for. And this is me saying goodbye. Loving is what I got. You remember that, say loving is what I got, I got, I got, I got. Boom, I got, da 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 da.